The Nimble with Numbers team presents Chalked Blocked with Bo Big Time McBrayer.
I gotta know what a $5 shake tastes like.
That's hot. That's hot.
I want winning, folks. You don't know diddly.
And his partner, Scott Stag Simpson.
Do you know who I am?
Trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move. Let's make a move. Let's make a move.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Chalk Blocked, the world's sexiest DFS show for now. I'm Bo McBrayer, brought to you as always alongside Scott Simpson, Nimble with Numbers himself. This is a Nimble DFS production. If you haven't already, check out our YouTube channel and smash the subscribe button. While you're there, give that bell a bit of a jingle. I like it because it tickles. Make sure you get on over. Check us both out on Twitter, Nimble W Numbers, Bo_McBigTime. We are Nimble DFS. That's DFS football with agility. We are two heavily bellied persons. Scott's beard is actually longer than mine for once. This is the opposite of last season, or kind of like last season, but just Scott's medium to small. And it's because I went and did the full mustache only for the 30th of November. And then promptly that night, once I was done recording any kind of shows or making any appearances, I trimmed it all the way down to nothing. So this is me on 4 or 5 days of growing it back.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're not as sexy as me still. No matter what, it's okay. I'm okay with it. It's a heavy burden to be the best good-looking man on the sexiest DFS show for now in the industry, but I carry it well, and I carry it again
with such grace.
Of course, I'm just like the most gracious, humble, down to earth, easy to talk to, best person ever. Right,
you're incredibly modest, and that's what I like about you. Shout out beards, because I don't like not having a beard because I have a very chubby face. I'm an overweight person, and so I need that facial hair to contour away some of that extra fluff I carry on my head. Because right now I got like 18 chins. My cheeks look like I'm storing the acorns and chestnuts for the winter time. I'm gonna need to grow this back pretty soon.
Yeah, I've been there. I shaved my beard off one time in the history of my adulthood from the time I was 18. It was when I went overseas to the UK, and I shaved it off the day before I traveled, just so my wife could see what I looked like. I looked like a fat 19-year-old. It was terrible. It looked almost as bad as you, and a little worse actually. And I never did it again. And this is probably, I trimmed it down a little bit, but you always have to have the neck differentiating from the face. And fat guys use it with the beard line, so you gotta get that beard line set up.
It's how women will contour with makeup and make their face look more aligned. Like people are drawn to symmetry,
of course. And
symmetry isn't easy when you have no sharp edges. You have nothing but round.
You're a circle, bro. You're a circle.
Yeah. I look like the ball pit at the Chuck E. Cheese right now. It's like there's no sharp corners. There's no chiseled jawline. Like when I was 19, I had a nice jawline. Like you could actually define where my chin and jaw were, and my neck wasn't an extension of my chin. Yeah. Like that was back in those glory days, but now, man, I need that contouring of the beard. The beard does wonders. It's what makes me look less overweight than I am.
Oh yeah, the beard's a great beard, as they say. Produce talking about hiding behind beards. We don't hide behind beards metaphorically here at Chalk Block. We talk about and get to the issues at heart right away. We're going to get to those right now. I do want to say though, I am drinking. Shout out Pat Mayo, who brought me on this year to the Mayo Media Network. Unbeknownst to me, him and Justin Freeman were just like, "Hey, we hired you," and I was like, "What? What's going on?" They're like, "Yeah, we're looking for people to work for Pat, and you've been hired." I was like, "I didn't know I was interviewed." They're like, "You passed, you were in." So I said, "Oh shit!" So shout out Pat and Justin Freeman. They're amazing people. And
shout out Pat. I am available. I am a free agent. I am a mercenary of sorts. You can make me a freelancer of some kind. You can put me on the payroll the same. You don't have to pay me in money even. Like I'll work for favors. I will work for bottles of brown liquid. Just so you know, Pat, is I am there for you.
I would say that would be an amazing partnership there. I love Pat Mayo and I love Bomick big time a lot. But I gotta say, Pat, thank you, because I used my bonus that you benevolently gave me to buy myself some liquor, right? And so the first one I bought, it's in the mail, it's coming, it's Compass Box. Hedonism.
What a country. What a country.
My favorite ever. It's just delicious. But my second or my close favorite with it is the Balvenie, the Caribbean cask. I went and got myself this today. So, Pat, thank you. Cheers to you, man. Cheers to the opportunity. Love Justin Freeman as well. We're going to get into Run the Sims, the Justin Freeman brainchild that's winning people thousands of dollars. And it might win us a million maker one of these days. You never know. But cheers to you, brother. What are you drinking? I saw you had a little bit of liqueur there in your nice little fancy pants glass. What do you got there?
Yeah, so I got it's not really new, but it's hard to find. It's the Kirkland Signature Distiller Select that they Costco went into a partnership a couple of years ago with Barton Distilleries and made 3 different blends of bourbon. And this is the single barrel 120 proof Barton selection from Kirkland Signature. It's only like $20 a bottle, but it's a whole liter bottle and you can't find it anywhere. Only the high volume Costco's got it. My buddy works at the Costco I used to work at, and he saw it there. And the GM isn't even letting employees buy it. So he went to buy it, and he had to tell the GM, who basically begged me not to leave that warehouse a few years ago when I did ultimately leave. He just said it was for me. So she let him buy it. And so he came and dropped it off today. And he also bought me another bottle, the other variety that was available. So I got 2 bottles of Kirkland bourbon to crack open. This is the single barrel, 120 proof. The other one's the bottled in bond, 100 proof. This is some good juice. It's got some nice leather dried fruit notes, signature caramel vanilla. Yeah.
I got to say, I'm not a huge rum guy. I mean, you like rum. In college, you drink rum, right? Whatever. I'm not drinking rum now as a drink. But I will get down with some rum cask Scotch that's been aged there 14 years. This is really
spices at the end.
This was around when Justin Jefferson was like a little 7-year-old in like 2nd grade. You know what I mean? 1st grade. This is when I first started. So cheers to Justin Jefferson. Cheers to all these guys. Cheers to these young boys who are a little bit older than what I'm drinking right now. And I'm excited to break down the slate walk. We are the sexiest DFS show the sexy show in DFS for now. We're going to talk about the slate. We're going to jump in with the Run the Sims. Let me do a little screen share right now, and let's get on this slate walk.
On the slate walk.
As always, it is brought to you by
We are the models. You know what we mean, and we'll take our little turn on the slate walk.
Oh yeah! And what we're doing right now, what we're showing you, this is a behind-the-scenes look at Run the Sims Premium Classic NFL DFS Optimizer. We've got all the slates. We're going to break down. This is the 11-game slate right here. We've got color-coded, and we're going to
those colors.
It's going to be beautiful. We're going to build some lineups based on some stack attacks that we're going to build in here as well. We're going to go down the line from the first game to the last game. They've got Indianapolis visiting Houston +10 for Houston. We're going to jump in here right away.
So for our viewers, before we get started, am I correct in assuming that green is good?
Green is good. Green is good for sure. Now, the boom rates are in red, so they're a little bit different here. You're looking for boom rate. So, for example, Jonathan Taylor's boom rate 55. The red does kind of differentiate itself in that category. But green
seems good.
Green is good. It is good. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, man. Last time he played against the Houston Texans, he went for 160 plus. He had touchdowns. He had 31.8 DraftKings points. He was the nuts. I think he gets you 35 points to this.
And that was before he was even rolling yet.
Right. That was before he became that man.
Man.
Man. So
I mean, other than JT, who even as the chalkiest player here, even at 9,200 DraftKings doll hairs, Are you feeling any kind of fade? Are you leveraging him with somebody else in this game? I'm not high on very many other players in this game. Even Pittman, I think, is limited in what he can do in this matchup. Wentz is kind of a lower ceiling player because Houston isn't playing too many like blowout games. They're not getting blown off the field too often.
No, they're not. But I think that the narrative for this game is that JT is going to get the rock 25 times, maybe catch 5 passes, so maybe 30 touches opportunities. He can turn a couple of those into touchdowns. I think he's going to pay off for you. So I don't say that you don't have anybody else in this, but I'm going to be over the 25% projected rostership. How about you? How are you going to be facing the JT conundrum? More than a quarter, I think, for me, for sure, right?
Yeah, I'll be slightly over that. I might be closer to 40, 50%. It's tricky because this kind of does present itself as a nice leverage opportunity because not only is he chalky, but he's expensive. And so if JT, God forbid, gets hurt early in the game or just isn't having himself a good game for whatever reason, you don't want to be on the wrong side of that chalk. I'm not saying it's going to happen because I'm still going to have my very fair share, my lion's share of JT. But there's got to be opportunities here on the Houston side and maybe on the Colts side to look elsewhere, save a bunch of salary, and still capture some score in this game.
Yeah, and I'm not saying there's nobody else to play, but I don't think I'm going to be getting to anybody more than JT out of these matchups, right? And so Brandon Cooks right now, somebody at 59 who's interesting, but limited on practice, and we'll see how he's doing. Hopefully he should be good to go, but you never know in the NFL these days, man. People are day to day. It's just how it is, but he does have a matchup where they've given up 26 touchdowns so far, plus 3,000 yards. So somebody's going to be either catching passes or it's going to be just a snooze fest on the other side. So either, I don't know, it's like a blitzkrieg, you can call it. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's not the right word for it, but just like an all-out assault by Jonathan Taylor, or maybe
what you're telling me is don't overthink it.
Yeah, don't overthink it. I would smash JT in this play. That's what I would do. That's it.
All right.
I like running him back with the Colts defense too. They have scored touchdowns and they've got 27 turnovers, which leads the NFL.
That might be your most effective way to break up the chalk is to pair him with that defense because you're if let's say 25%, maybe even 30% go to JT, what percentage of those players are also going to pair him with his defense for that leverage stack? Is that going to be 100% of those entries? No, it's probably not even going to be half of those. So if you get it down to where you're in the 12 to 15% of players who roster JT with the Colts defense as together in the same lineup, that might be your key to not falling apart. Let's say if JT has a slower game, but the Colts score double digits on defense for you, you're still not dead in the water because we saw JT right now, the way he's rolling, his floor is 19 points, and that's what he scored last week against a very tough defense.
Yeah. Well, what about the tight ends here? I was talking to my man, Mike the Cash Collins over at the Fantasy Millionaires about Brevin Jordan. He looks like an athlete. I mean, they haven't given him that many targets, but gave him 3 targets last week. He looks like he could be the real tight end over there.
He was my tight end 3 of this class behind Kyle Pitts and Pat Freiermuth. There was some talk of the other guys like Kenny Yeboah and all the other guys that were kind of mashed in there. There's a bunch of other rookie tight ends in this class. Kylan Granson also in this game with the Colts is up there in the top 5 for me. But Brevin Jordan's main concern was his injury history. He didn't get as many reps at tight end because he had so many nagging injuries through his career at Miami. But he's an athlete for sure. My goodness. And him and Nico Collins in this offense, with Tyrod Taylor, you're not getting a ton of upside here. I mean, unless he runs in 2 more touchdowns this week, which I don't think is going to happen because the Colts are they're not too shabby against the run. They're not too shabby at corralling running quarterbacks. Where they get beat is down the field. And so Brandon Cooks is on the play for me, especially in cash games, because he's still going to be pretty popular at that low price for him. But Brevin Jordan and Nico Collins for me are my nice low price dart throws here for Houston. Maybe just kind of if I'm not doing the JT thing, or if I'm saying, hey, let's get a little piece of this game, I might just match up one of these two guys with Michael Pittman and say, hey, let's get a piece of this game in case it shoots out, and JT's not the main breadwinner here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, so let's do that. I'll build a lineup, and I'll put Brevin Jordan in there. That's gross. But
disgusting.
But, yeah, and then we got Michael Pittman, Brevin Jordan. We'll put 2%. We'll put 3% of that, 4% in our lineups. It's a situation where he had a touchdown last week, so there's not some type of precedent for him getting some looks in the red zone as well. Brandon Cook's a little bit slighter of a target than Brevin Jordan. He's got the shoulders. I like it. He looks like a fullback out there almost, but a strong, fast fullback. So he can lay the wood too. He's not going to be somebody who can get outbodied in the red zone. So
no.
Yeah, no, not at all. All right. Anybody else in this game you want to talk about, or you want to jump to the game that's under freaking 40? Under 40, bro.
Well, let's get to that one so we can get through it.
Yeah.
Because I actually do like this game for DFS purposes. This is a sneaky one. I'm going full onslaught Dolphins because I think they're going to absolutely destroy the Giants. This is going to be a 35-10 game. There can be some. Until we knew that Gardner Minshew was getting the start, the best option at quarterback for like dart throws was Mike Glennon at 4,000. But Gardner Minshew at 4,000 is much more appealing than Mike Glennon. So don't play the Giants anybody. Maybe Saquon. Saquon's your only Giants player that I trust this week. He's got a pretty decent matchup. Miami does not stop the run well, and Saquon's looked better and better every week. So don't sleep on Saquon because he's going to be low roster percentage. Very, very high ceiling. He's a great receiver. We know that. But I'm going full double stack with the Dolphins. I'm going to be mixing and matching Dolphins because Tua's going off in this game. Jalen Waddle, Gesicki, Gaskin. Pretty much name your Miami Dolphins offensive player, and I want a piece of them this week.
All right, let's build a stack with the run back of Saquon, right? So we've got Tua, Jalen, the Waddle maker. We've got Saquon Barkley and Mike Gesicki. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Only 23,000 either. Oh my gosh. We'll put this in 4% of our lives. Do we want to put any with Devontae Parker in coming off? He's only 3,900. I mean, target share is not going to be there. We know that. It will eat into Waddle, though. He could get those red zone targets. We probably may make a lineup without him and Gesicki since they're kind of eating into each other's red zone targets, honestly.
Yeah, I'd probably, if anything, I'd probably match up one of either Waddle or Parker, and instead of Gesicki, I'd probably go with Gaskin because he's going to catch some balls out of the backfield this week too. It is an odd-numbered week. He did have his terrible game last week, except he scored 2 touchdowns, so the box score looked really good. And if you were leveraging Gaskin last week, you ended up winning because, I mean, he fell in the end zone twice.
Yeah.
But this week, great matchup again against the Giants. Gaskin's not a good football player, but man, is he scoring points for us this year. So keep riding that wave, guys. Every odd week, Myles Gaskin, because their schedule is Charmin soft.
Did you see what I put in for my max exposure over here? Can you tell us it's kind of small? It's 69%, bro. That's what
noise.
Yeah, noise. Anyway, let's get out of this game and jump to a game actually it's pretty low too. I'm not going to lie to you. 42 and a hook. Lots of bets down as the cold weather rolls into this north middle of the country, I guess, the Midwest. Yeah.
Play James Conner and Darnell Mooney. Move on.
I'm going to say exactly the same thing. Cardinals defense made it a little expensive, honestly.
It's good, though.
But, yeah, it is good. It's a little expensive, but James Conner looks to be just one of the better plays. Here's a question for you, and I know where I'm leaning, you too, but James Conner at 5,900 or Elijah Mitchell at 6K.
Mitchell, he's going to get a lot of touches. He's tailor-made for this job, and the front seven of the Seahawks is abysmal, and the front seven for the Bears is decent. So I'm not saying the Bears are great up front, but they're better than what we've seen from the Seahawks this year. The Seahawks are terrible. And everybody thinking the Seahawks are going to show up and do anything against the 49ers are dead wrong because they haven't done it all year.
Oh, man, they're going to get blitzed.
Seahawks are terrible. Yeah, the Seahawks probably would get beat by the Jets this time of year. That's just how bad they are.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of this game and let's go to the Chargers versus Cincinnati, a game that is one of the highest totals on the board. It is being bet down a tidbit. I think it was over 50 earlier, but it is a nice, juicy matchup here. Who do you like in the stack attacks? Because we're going to make stacks with both sides for sure.
Dueling banjo running backs. Let's go.
Same here. And then are we going to do any run back stacks with any of the wide receivers? We're going to play Keenan Allen or Higgins.
Yeah, but not in the running back stack. I want a dueling banjo running back stack.
Okay.
Mixon Eckler. That's going to be your winner right there, because both defenses are run funnels. They're not good against the run. They're good against the pass. Bengals through the pass rush, and then the Chargers through their great corners. And so I think throwing the ball is going to be a challenge. And the way that both these teams can run the ball and utilize the running back position against run funnel defenses, this game might be a slower pace game. So I'm taking under in this game. If you're betting the line, I think the clock's going to be moving, and where the passing game is going to be more of your kind of move the chain variety. It's not going to be your down the field, chuck it deep kind of game where the Bengals can thrive.
Yeah. I am building a few lineups here with Burrow, Chase, Williams, just with the 1% exposure, right? Because I don't want to not have any of those in case the game does shoot out.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have them. I'm just saying temper your expectations on Chase, especially because down the field and outside the numbers, the Chargers are as good as it gets.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. The middle of the field is where you want to exploit for sure. And that's why I think Keenan Allen's averaging
Keenan Allen game. This is a Keenan Allen game for sure.
Yeah, per game the last 5 games. It's redonkulous.
And CJ Uzoma's back, baby. Give me all the CJ, middle of the field, tight ends and running backs against the Chargers defense. This is the type of game where a smart coach would say, hey, let's take what the defense gives us, keep this game close, field position battle, run the football. That's what the Bengals have been doing for weeks now, is just pounding the rock with Joe Mixon because it's working. They're pummeling teams with Joe Mixon, and he's looking great. And this is exactly the type of defense where you can really, really do work with that style of play.
Well, they rank the Chargers here. We'll look against the running back. They are like 29th or 27th. Yeah, they've given up over almost 16-5 in yards and 15 touchdowns. So
in yards per carry, I think is 32nd.
Yeah,
so
it's not good. So I definitely see Joe Mixon getting the 100-yard bonus in this matchup, and Austin Eckler could definitely get some yardage. Here's the game script that I think is going to happen. I think the Chargers are going to be losing, and so I think they're going to be peppering Keenan Allen with targets. I see him getting over 10 targets again this game. Maybe he goes for 8 for 80 and a touchdown, get you that 22, 23 points. So I love Keenan Allen. Jamar Chase or Higgins for you. If you're going to look at the ownership or the rostership here, you check out the wide receivers. Keenan Allen has 19%, but then Chase is at 7%, and Higgins is at 12%. So you do see the disparity there on the price, and then the impact of that.
It's still Chase because as great as Higgins was last week, that was because the matchup with he was facing a cupcake matchup, and you're like, hey, this is a T. Higgins type week. Yeah. And that's what it was. It was a T. Higgins type week. And I called it. Mike Collins called it. We were both on T. Higgins over Jamar Chase, and it paid off. This is going to be more of neither one of them are going to have a huge game. But if anybody can crack one for a big gain and to break that shell, it's going to be Jamar Chase. And he's kind of due. He's had 3 or 4 straight weeks without much production. And so I do think they're going to try to establish him with some downfield shots early in the game, especially off play action, because I know the Chargers are going to be amping up to stop the run, and that's your chance. That's your little window to surprise them with some over the top play action.
Go routes, double move, go routes, please. Yeah. Just insert them into my veins. All right, let's go to the game that. I don't know if it gets to 50 because I don't know if Atlanta scores that many points. I know they did come out and score a lot of points earlier this year, but I think this is a little bit lower than that, honestly. More in the 31-10 type game, I think, honestly. I'll say honestly 3 more times before the show's over, and you get a drink each time.
Honestly.
So what do you think about
I digress.
I digress and whatnot. So platitudes.
Whatnot.
Bakers, man, what do you think about this game? Tell me as fast as you can.
Every time I seem to want to play the Falcons, they do absolutely nothing, and they're as predictable as it gets. I think Cordero Patterson's really the only guy you can count on scoring any kind of fantasy points in this game.
Yeah.
As bad as the Bucks numbers are against wide receivers and tight ends, it's mostly from the early part of the season where they were dealing with so many injuries in the secondary. Most of those guys are back now, and they've looked dominant. This team is scary good when they're healthy, and they're getting healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Antonio Brown, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team looks just like last year, where they're at full strength. They're incredibly well coached. They have talent up and down, probably one of the best rosters in the NFL overall. I don't see how the Falcons are going to score very many points. Really, I just don't. I think that they're going to be able to hone in, double team Kyle Pitts like everybody else has, and then just say, okay, you can dump it off to Cordell Patterson 10 times. He's going to be relevant. But I can't see them scoring more than 2 touchdowns in this game. I don't. There's no way. And the Buccaneers are going to score at will on this defense.
Yeah, they are. And I guess here's the question. I don't think Tom Brady gets you 5 touchdowns like he did in or the previous match.
No.
I think he gets you like 3, right? He gets you 3 touchdowns. Probably gets you
3.
21 points. Good solid performance. Who are you stacking him with, though, if you do build a stack? Or are you just going to go and stack his weapons without him?
No, I don't think you can outright not play Tom Brady. If you're going to stack, you want that correlation factor. When he does throw 3 touchdowns, you're going to want to pick the 2 or 3 guys that he throws them to. I'm all about, just like with Miami, I'm all about the onslaught with the Bucks here, where I might not even play a single Falcons player in a double stack. So I might mix and match and do a Brady Godwin Evans stack, a Brady Godwin Gronk stack, a Brady Godwin or Brady Evans Gronk stack, or I might even throw in a Fournette stack, like just Brady and Fournette, and just capture everything. Like, okay, I'm not going to guess who he's going to throw his random touchdowns to, but if I get all the touchdowns from Brady and then Fournette scores 1 or 2 more, he's not going to score 4 this week, but he's going to score at least 1. The Falcons have no front 7, 0 front 7.
Yeah. I mean, you could even do a Brady, Fournette, Gronk stack and maybe capture everything right there that you need. I put all those in for a little 1%, 2% plays right there. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I'm going to just landslide onslaught both the Florida teams that are favored this week, Miami and Tampa. They're going to get all my attention this week.
Yeah, no, I like it. All right, let's jump to a game now that has Minshew Mania written all over it, as we talked about. Yeah, Barf City. Get your Bud Lights, boys. Get your Bud Lights. Jets and Philadelphia, 2 of the worst franchises. By the way, shout out me and then all the hate that I've been getting. I got to pull this tweet up somewhere. People offended that I'm making fun of their teams getting double draft picks. I have the tweet here. I think I will share it.
My comment was way more inflammatory than your post too.
Well, it's just it's so funny because I wrote, imagine working your whole life to be a top NFL pick in the draft, and then I'll read the teams off: Detroit, Jacksonville, Houston, 2 New York Jets picks. You got to dodge the double danger there. And then 2 New York Giants picks. So first 7, Barf City, and then Carolina. Okay, whatever, not the greatest. And then the Eagles. I mean, they're not the worst, but still double Eagles. This is terrible.
Still double Howie Roseman.
Yeah, it's got 540 likes and a bunch of people who are trying to glom on.
It's almost as viral as my comment on Dan Orlovsky's post last night.
Honestly, that's number 2 there. I got one more left. It is exactly what it's supposed to be, and I love that your tweet got 1,000 likes, man. You should be getting 1,000 likes all the time. You're the man. You're the fucking man. Yeah,
I don't come up with good stuff that often, though.
And you know what? I just throw so much shit against the wall every once in a while. Something shines through because
the shotgun approach.
Volume, man. It's volume. I'm not gonna lie. It's I can't say the other words. I'm saving. I got one more left, but truthfully. Cheers. All right. In this game, I'm playing Miles Sanders. That might be it. Anybody else? You like Elijah Moore? You like anybody? I mean, Zach Wilson just looks so terrible. Looks like inept as a person back behind the center. It just
don't play Zach Wilson because for 300 more you can get a couple of really, really good quarterbacks this week.
Oh yeah.
But Gardner Minshew's in play at 4,000. You can't deny that he's in play.
It's just such a cheap play there.
It's an incredible value play. He's got the weapons. He's a more accurate passer than Jalen Hurts. And I don't think they're going to have the ability to run the ball 40 times without a rushing quarterback. Minshew's not mobile. Yeah. He's athletic. He's not mobile. And Jalen Hurts being out unlocks the passing game, and it also unlocks Miles Sanders to get a few more carries and a few more dump offs, because Jalen Hurts doesn't dump the ball off because he's mobile. This is pretty well established that they don't throw the ball to the running backs as much because Jalen Hurts can run and scramble and get away from the pressure instead of just checking down. This is going to be a different style of offense for the Eagles. That being said, I love Elijah Moore again this week because he's going to be extremely low rostered at 5,500. I love Devontae Smith this week because he's going to be, he's playing the Jets.
I know.
Miles Sanders is a great play, of course, because hopefully he gets more than 10 carries and he can turn that into close to 100 yards and score a touchdown with no Jordan Howard. Very unlikely to see Boston Scott with his illness.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
So a little bit of a leverage play, a little Kenny Gainwell back in the fray after we had some exciting times in the early season before Miles Sanders got hurt and Nick Sirianni decided to change everything. Yeah, Kenny Gainwell back into play this week. Don't forget it. This is a check downs type quarterback.
How much?
Minshew mania.
How much is he?
44, I think.
44. Okay. I'll put him in one of these lineups. There we go. 1% there.
But Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, all of these receivers against the Jets, they're in play.
Yeah. No.
Remember, the Jets are one of the historically worst teams in NFL history of all time. In every NFL since the merger of 1970, worst against the running back position ever.
Yeah.
So Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, you can't ignore that.
I got a shout out Jurassic Park 42 jumping in the comments. We do love it. So please, if you're listening on Twitter and you can jump onto YouTube, please do jump on YouTube. Nimble W Numbers. Just check us out over there. We are at Nimble YouTube, and we are. You can interact in the comments that way, so we're a little bit more accessible. So, yeah. Oh, whoops! This is Craig. Sorry, Craig's doing his burner account, so now we know.
Craig.
Yeah. Thanks, Craig. When the shit starts coming from this account, we know where it came from Craig. Thank you, brother. Yeah, you're the man. So here's the question, Bo. How are we looking at this game? This is a very interesting game here. The Minnesota Vikings going up against the Detroit Lions. I like it. What do you think about this matchup, man? What do you think about this?
I think the Vikings are in a roll. It's just too easy. The Lions they played everybody tough pretty much this year. And that's what I predicted. Remember in preseason Picantex, I said they were going to win 4 games, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. But I also said they were only going to lose by double digits 3 times out of 12, 13 losses. So I think that they're playing everybody tough, but the Vikings just have so much firepower. And without Dalvin Cook, they're going to give Alexander Mattison a pretty big workload against a very, very bad run defense. The Jefferson-Thielen combo against these corners of Detroit looks really nice. Kirk Cousins is going to have himself a pretty decent game. I think he's a pretty good cash play. I don't see the upside because I think they're going to roll Detroit pretty well.
Yeah, I do like the Madison double run back, like with the running backs that you talked about before. You're going to put Madison and Williams together. That's not too bad, you know.
Volume wise, it's there. It's definitely there for volume. I don't like either one of them as great players, but I mean, just giving them the damn ball, they're going to get the damn ball. Both these teams love to run the football. Yeah, and try to run the football whether they're winning or losing by 30.
Oh yeah, they'll run. They establish the run. I said fatalistically they do it. You know, with futility, they'll still do it. It doesn't matter. They'll give a 50%, 48% run share in this game, and they'll lose by 25. So,
and the Vikings defense is terrible too.
They are.
Don't be surprised if this shoots out because I mean Detroit hasn't looked good on offense through the air. Jared Goff has a new toy with Josh Reynolds. who's at 3,400. That's a really nice little valued receiver.
Let's stack that one.
It's really sad when the Titans, who are starving, they're starving for wide receivers, and they like literally gave him away for free. They're like, nope, we do not want Josh Reynolds. He is useless.
His hair is too curly.
He signs with the Lions and is immediately their best option.
Touchdown. You got a touchdown in his first.
Immediately their best receiver after being completely tossed in the trash by the Titans.
Way to go, Tennessee. Well, I'm not targeting anybody else in this matchup except maybe Minnesota's defense. We'll see. At 3,200, I like to pay up, but maybe we'll see.
If you're playing Madison, yes.
Yeah, I like that little run back. Okay, let's jump to a game where, I like one side of this game. I think a lot of people do. I'm not the only one. Let's take a look at the color scale. Ding, 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 ding. Rostership projections. Oh, yeah, they're kind of red to quite red on one side here. What do you think about this game? Is Cooper Kupp the best play on this matchup?
Yes.
I agree with you. 100%. I think he is 100% worth his $9K price. I think if he was 9.5, he's still worth it. I think he's going to be able to get you over 25 points this game, upwards of maybe 30 if he can really go crazy. This is an onslaught. This is like a 42-7 game, in my opinion.
I don't know about that. I don't know if the Rams are gonna. They're not really clicking on offense. The Jags defense has shown some game this year. They're going to win convincingly. I think they score a 40 burger or even 30. Maybe not. But everything's going to run through Cooper Kupp. Darrell Henderson, banged up. Probably going to play. If he doesn't play, Sony Michel wheels up because he's going to get a workload with some screen plays. Cooper Kupp is the offense because everybody else seems to be hurting around him. Darrell Henderson hurt. Odell Beckham hurt. Van Jefferson not proven. He's an inexperienced, exciting player who I will have some good shares of. But as far as this game goes, if you're not playing
Odell Beckham, what about Odell Beckham? Is he in play?
Yes, he has the hip pointer, so even if he plays, you're like, I don't know. I mean, he's not the most trustworthy guy, if you know what I mean.
He looked great getting behind Green Bay last week, though, man. Like that looked vintage.
Well, he looked great, and then he got a hip pointer, and that's painful.
No, it is. I understand. I just want to know how he's running. I want to see because he has, I think, better upside, explosive upside if you're going GPP than Van Jefferson. But Van Jefferson might be the more safe target share. 2 touchdowns last week. Not going to do that this week. Cooper Kupp, I think, gets those touchdowns this week if you're going to put the touchdowns in the wide receiver's hands. Which I think
all I'm trying to say is that play Cooper Kupp if you play anybody at all in this game. That's it.
Yeah, you want to put a little stack with Cooper Kupp and somebody else? What do you want to do? Just put Cooper Kupp in
Stafford Kupp.
Stafford Kupp. Yeah. We're
and then a little sprinkle of Sony Michel Rams defense.
Okay, we can't put the Rams defense in, but we can increase it if that makes any sense. Yeah, we can go down to it. So here's what you want. We'll put a little 3% of that. And then when we go back, I'm learning how to run the Sims, and it's pretty cool. I hope it all works. You know, when we go back to our player pool, and then we go to our defense, we'll increase the Rams to 44% max exposure, right? Okay. All right. Let's get over to a game that I think is going to be fun. I think it does shoot out a little bit, maybe not to 48, but in that the late 40s. The Vegas Raiders welcome the Washington football team.
You know all about the late 40s.
Oh, no, I don't. I look like I'm in my late 30s, but I'm actually getting carded these days because I'm kind of like the man, you know what I'm saying? Coach Steve. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But this is a Washington football team coming off a couple of good wins. They're 5-6, Vegas 6-5. The lines moved around a little bit. I think Vegas was favored by more. Washington being bet in a little bit. Bet up a little bit. That's interesting. Where are you on this game? What do you think happens in this game? How does this game play out to you?
I think Washington's going to win. Their defense has actually played well, and they're getting healthy. And this, other than losing Chase Young, this defense has gotten better. They've played some cupcakes. To be frank, they haven't played very many good offenses lately, which is why they're winning. But Antonio Gibson, bona fide stud.
5,700.
Yeah, well, that's your Monday night blind spot.
Yeah,
where the pricing had already come out before the game.
I love it.
And then Gibson gets a career high 36 touches. And J.D. McKissick, who mercilessly vultured 2 touchdowns from Gibson, who would have had a massive 45-point game if those 2 touchdowns went to him. McKissick is out with a concussion.
Yep.
Jarrett Patterson, who had been getting the touches in lieu of Gibson, is not the backup to McKissick. That goes down to who? Can you break it down for me? Yeah, nobody want to play.
Yeah.
It's
Wendell Smallwood. Is that who it is?
Wendell Smallwood, the former Philadelphia Eagle journeyman.
Look at your boy just pulling it out of his.
Yeah,
No.
Wendell Smallwood is the backup apparently for J.D. McKissick as the scat back.
I don't want any of that. I don't want any of Wendell Smallwood. I want
when they said that Wendell Smallwood was getting the J.D. McKissick reps in practice, I was like, that's a smokescreen. They're gonna be running Curtis Samuel back there because he's healthy now. Yeah. Curtis Samuel is a nice play in this game. This Raiders defense is terrible. They get a good pass rush, but Heineke's been good and slippery. He doesn't take many sacks because he's really hard to get down to the ground. He's elusive.
He's got a little Farvey in him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a magician at getting out of sacks. We saw that on Monday night. He's Houdini back there, and Gibson's going to get so much work in here. McLaurin against the secondary. Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
Logan Thomas is one of my favorite tight end plays this week.
I'm gonna do something crazy, right? Just because I think it's fun to do because it's a good game stack, right? I've got a Taylor Heineke
making me nervous.
Hunter Renfrow, Antonio Gibson, Foster Moreau, Logan Thomas. It's only 2,300. That's like playing JT and playing Cooper Kupp almost, right? Like that's. I mean, it's really
smart.
Expensive.
Is it smart? Because
you can take a quarterback away, but
no. I mean, but this is a game where two of those guys have no upside whatsoever, and they're both the Raiders players. Renfrow, no upside. Foster Moreau, no upside.
No, but he's a good pay down. You could get, if he catches, 10 targets in this game because they're going to be losing, right? Who are they going to be targeting? Renfrow or
Foster? It's going to be close though. It's going to be a close game. I think Washington pulls it out in the end, but I don't know that this game has real shootout potential. Yeah. Neither one of these offenses scores a ton of points.
Well, they see something because this is one of the highest games on the board.
48.5. It's not 52. It's not like, oh wow, we got fireworks.
Yeah. Do you like Deshaun Jackson though in this? Deshaun Jackson, a little sexy play.
Yeah, maybe as a one-off.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're doing. We're doing 1%ers. You know what I mean?
So I mean, like as a one-off standalone player.
Oh, you don't even want to stack him with Carr or anything? Yeah. Are you against stacking Carr at all? Are you playing any Derek Carr? For the record.
I should.
You should. Yeah, you should.
If I do, it would probably be with Brian Edwards or somebody like that.
Interesting. A little B-dub in the house. Okay. So I can get down with that stack. Let me see if I can find that stack here. Edwards, I'll put them with Logan Thomas. 1% there with Antonio Gibson. Okay.
All right, good. I like that one.
Excellent. If you wanted to, we could even play their defense a little bit more because their defense is cheaper at 2,500. It's not a terrible pay down option. So we can
I'm a big fan this week of running back defense stacks because we got some really great running back matchups in games where they're going to be ahead and the defense correlates really well. I mean, there's 4 or 5 of these running back defense stacks that I want to play this week, and I'm pretty much going to build around them. I'm going to start with those stacks and then build around them. And one of them is definitely Gibson and the Washington football team.
Yeah. No, I agree. I like Gibson 5,700 a lot. Let's talk about the next game. We've got Pittsburgh hosting Baltimore.
I was going to give you a wonderful leverage play, and here you are flying through the slate walk with reckless abandon.
I'm sorry, sir. I will go back. Who am I leveraging? I'm going to go back to Washington.
Josh Jacobs is one of the best leverage plays on this entire slate.
Talk to me. I want to hear about this.
Everybody's going to be like, oh, Derek Carr against the terrible Washington secondary. Well, guess what? Washington's not that good against the run. Mm-hmm. They're good against the middle run. If you run right into Jonathan Allen and the other guy in there, just big hog mollies, you run it right between the tackles, they're going to get stuffed. But running on the perimeter against Washington's been pretty effective this year. Josh Jacobs is a great leverage play. 6,000 off of what? Go ahead.
I'm saying his ankle, he's limited in practice on Friday. What if his ankle is an issue? Do you go Kenyon Drake at all at 44? Is that become a thing if you're kind of
I haven't heard any news that suggests Josh Jacobs is anything less than being managed through reps.
Okay. All right. I like to hear that. But no, it is a nice leverage play.
Because he's the same price as the very popular Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. 8% roster. That's one of the cheaper plays there too. So sorry for running away from your slate. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
It was in the show sheet that I didn't write.
That you didn't send. Yeah, no, it's okay. I forgive. Let's take a look at this next game, though. Baltimore visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, their defense exposed last week by Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon's shoulders. The Ravens' run has not been as stout as it's been in the past, losing all 3 or 4 of their backs. I know Latavius Murray has returned. How do you think this game unfolds?
The Baltimore Ravens are going to obliterate the Steelers, and it's going to be on the back of their passing game, just like that the Bengals did. It's like everybody's going to be off of Lamar Jackson passing the ball after 4 picks last week.
5% roster.
Dude, are you telling me that the highest ceiling, highest floor quarterback is going to be 5% roster?
He has a 64% boom rate.
Is that good?
That might be good. 69% will be ideal, but
Nice.
It's not bad. Nice. But here's the thing: his receivers. I mean,
I want all of them.
Yeah, I was looking even at the tight end situation here, and
always are. You're always checking out those tight ends.
I'm into tight ends, mate. I'm not gonna lie. Mark Andrews projects well in this game. I like Mark Andrews.
You think?
And he's not going to be very much rostered because people are going to be like, I'm not spending up for that. I can spend down for Gronk. So you're going to pivot off of Gronk with a nice little Mark Andrews.
Yep. I'm going to have a lot of that double stack right there with the Marquise Brown, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson.
Ooh.
I might even alternate off of one of those to get Rashad Bateman because I think he's
49, right?
Yeah, he's got some crazy upside that's not being tapped into with this projection.
Yeah.
So run the Sims, get your shit together because I think Rashad Bateman's got a lot of ceiling this week. Pittsburgh cannot cover speedy receivers, and Rashad Bateman's a 4.39 guy. Marquise Brown's a 4.31 guy. Mark Andrews is just one of the best tight ends in the league. He's tight end 2 on the season, guys. So this Baltimore passing game, watch out for Lamar Jackson coming off of one of his worst career games. He might throw 3 or 4 touchdowns, pass for 250 to 300 yards, add in his 50 to 100 rushing yards. We're talking about a defense that isn't the steel curtain. It's not even close. It's not even close to how good they were last year.
Yeah. Who would you run it back with besides Harris? Would you put a Claypool in there?
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay.
I'm not playing. I'm not going after Najee this week. I don't think he's going to get there this week. He's a little overpriced too.
He's a little expensive. I will go back to my stack with Najee and I will erase him. He's going to be eviscerated.
Erased.
Hey, bro. Sorry.
It's just been revoked.
Eviscerated. But we do have Deontay Johnson. I don't mind also a little Chase Claypool. I'll put a 1% of Claypool in here because he has gotten some air yards under him. I'm not going to lie about that. And you need someone to run it back a little bit with there.
I don't think he's that good. I really don't. I think he's exciting.
I agree with you.
Big fast guy.
I don't think Big Ben's very good either.
6,000 for Chase Claypool? Are you kidding? That's way overpriced.
Well, I mean, it depends on how contrarian you're trying to be. So let's go look and see what his rostership rate is.
It's got to be low.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have to have everything. It's 2% compared to Deontay's 11. I'm just saying that's a pivot. You can pivot. It's not the end of the world. I know you don't like him. I agree Deontay Johnson's a better play. He's just priced up more. And if you wanted to pivot, you could go Claypool. I put 1% of Claypool in. We won't pick Claypool. Don't worry. We won't pick that lineup. So, I know. All right, let's go to the game that I really like a lot for Elijah Mitchell, and so do you, because we've talked about this off air. Yeah. So, where are you headed in this direction? Is it just Mitchell, or is it Mitchell and Kittle? Is it Mitchell and Ayuk? Is it going to be how are you playing this?
Yes.
The
49ers are going to win this game 45-10.
Yes, I agree 100%.
They're going to go into Seattle and they're going to make a statement. They've only won twice in the last decade in Seattle. This is their chance to say, hey, who's the bitch now?
Yeah. In your face.
Seattle's been slapping the 49ers around for a decade, especially up there in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field. They've been basically making a bitch out of the 49ers for a decade up there.
Yes,
and the 49ers, especially with Kyle Shanahan, who hasn't had much success at all up there against Pete Carroll, he's going to want to make a statement. And this offense is completely unstoppable right now. They are on fire. Jimmy Garoppolo isn't doing that much. They're doing exactly what they should do with this offense with all the weaponry. Deebo Samuel being out for this game is actually a good thing because now they can spread it around.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be spread around to a central core of 3 players in this matchup, with Elijah Mitchell, I think, being the best play. Then I go Kittle and then Ayuk. But I like all 3 of them, and I did some stacks with different ones in there. And then the San Francisco defense, 69% max exposure. So, noise. Yeah, we're in there. Okay, let's run the Sims and generate some
onslaught 49ers. You don't even need to put Jimmy in there because Jimmy Garoppolo is not necessary for those stacks.
Mm-hmm. No, not at all. Okay. Oh, our first one off the top. It's ugly. It's so ugly. But it's interesting. It's got Elijah Mitchell in there. It's got Jamal Williams and James Conner. That sounds familiar to me.
And Cooper Kupp.
Darnell Mooney is a run back as well.
Double stack Raiders too with that low upside chalk.
Yeah, very, very chalky. We're gonna move away from that one. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to be in the Minshew mania. What do you think about Tom?
I don't know. That first one looks pretty good. We can pivot off of what did you roll up? Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong line.
I went back. You can pivot off of who?
I was looking at the second one. The first Minshew lineup there looks really good to me.
Oh, I like that one. Taylor, Williams, Mooney, Cooks, Pittman. I mean, I might pivot off of Pittman and go somewhere else. You could go Elijah Moore there. You go somebody else, but I don't hate it.
I like it.
But John Taylor's in there too, so I don't know if you get both those guys in there. That might be a pivot off of that. But I only see Elijah Moore's down here. What do you think about Tom Brady? He's got Marquise Brown in this lineup, Antonio Gibson, Colts defense, Connor Williams. I don't know about DeAndre Carter in here. That might be a pivot to somebody else. Who do you like down there? Do you like Josh Reynolds in there instead?
Yeah, Reynolds. Forget who I had down there as well. I'll pull it up real quick.
Yeah,
I got some cheat sheets. I sent you the cheat sheet too, but
yeah.
Quez Watkins at 36 is another guy I'm targeting this week.
There you go. I like that.
We didn't cover him when we were covering Philly, but Quez Watkins with Minshew in there, that's a nice little rocket ship of potential. He's a big play type guy.
Yeah. All right, let's look at this one. Lamar Jackson, Elijah Mitchell, Antonio Gibson, Cooper Kupp, Laviska, Josh Reynolds, Kittle, Cole Kmet. Interesting. Los Angeles Rams D. I might pivot off the Rams D, but they're stacking it with Cooper.
Well, yeah, you can spin down below the Rams defense and swap out Laviska because I don't think he's going to do much.
Yeah, I agree.
But spin down at defense to get somebody better than Laviska, and that's a good and Kmet, and you're sitting pretty there.
Yeah, maybe go to Foster Merrill. I don't know. Or Brevin Jordan if you want to go crazy.
Yeah. Or Ryan Griffin.
Mike likes James O'Shaughnessy because he's in
O'Shag Hennessy.
O'Shag Hennessy. What you say? What if another person?
Is there a Balake? Where's Balake?
Balake is one of my favorites. Yeah, it's so funny. All right,
Jake Quellen. Is there a Jake Quellen?
Jake Quellen. No, I'll be playing these lineups later. Justin Herbert, interesting lineup here. They run it back with Jamar Chase, Gronk, Zona's D mixed up with Connor.
I don't really like any of these. Is this a trick? Like you're messing with me?
No, this is what it is. We'll have to see how it plays out. So, all right, let's jump over now. We are going to build a Millie Maker lineup. So we've got the Millie Maker lineup here. We've got our tool run by my man and your friend as well, Brian Jester over there at Occupy Fantasy. we're gonna use this to help build our Millie Maker winning lineup, and then we'll split the difference. And then you can come visit me this time and hang out with me. And cheers, brother. I love doing this with you. I get to hang out with my best friends on. I was talking to my dad and my mom about this, not to get emotional, but Monday I get to be with my best friend in real life for a long time, 25 years, Mike Collins, and do a show with him, 59 episodes strong. And now with you, you're my best friend in fantasy football in the last.
My best friend.
You're my best friend, man. You're my best friend. And then so we get to do a show once a week on Saturday. And it's just like, I am living the richest life here. They say live your best life. This is it. I get to talk to my two best friends. Those are my shows, right? And then Pat Mayo pays me as well. So like, come on, man, how great is this? I love it. So
I'm insanely jealous that you get to do a show with Laquan Jones, though.
Dude, LQ's the man. I love that guy. He got a
fire content only. I mean, I've been like ever since I started following Laquan, I feel like I'm part of the wolf pack. And he's never told me I wasn't part of the wolf pack. So
I love it, man. LQ is the man.
I love LQ. Shout out LQ. Laquan Jones, even though you're a Rams fan from Jersey, you do have good taste in pizza, so I'll give you that.
Dude, here's what I love about that guy too, man, is that I get to do a show with him every week, and we just get to chop it up, and I'm
insanely jealous.
I get to make him laugh. I just get to be.
Why can't I have a show with Laquan? Laquan, hit me up.
Man, you know what? He is the man to have a show with. So shout out LQ, man. If you don't follow him, please do follow him. He's a real nice guy. I love that guy. So shout out LQ. All right, let's jump in here. Let's build a winner. I really do love this. I'm gonna refresh it, just make sure it's so fresh and so clean. It was where it's supposed to be. It had the mains up.
So clean.
But you want to make sure your optimizer is as up to the standard as you can. So it's just going to refresh this page. But we have all the settings we need here in the DraftKings Main 1 p.m. slate. So we've got a little rostership we can look at where the rostership is. Antonio Gibson, obviously. Jonathan Taylor. Two of the most rostered. Godwin, Connor, Moreau, Cooper Kupp, Williams, Keenan Allen, Elijah Mitchell. A lot of obvies that we may have a few of those in our lineup, but we're going to pivot away from some of the chalkiness. That's what we do here on Chalk Block.
And block it. Yeah, block that chalk.
But here's the thing: we can have a lot of chalk and then block it with a few differentiated plays as well. So we can be nimble.
Yes, sir.
We can be nimble. So let's talk about quarterback position. Or do we want to start at defense? How do you want to attack this?
Let's do the running back defense stack, baby.
Let's give it a good. I'm really into the Elijah Mitchell situation.
I tweeted out this earlier. I think it was Tuesday. I tweeted out that I wish I could start 6 running backs this week on DraftKings because there's so many juicy matchups. Running backs are going to go bonkers this week.
Yeah. What do you think about Elijah Mitchell and pairing him up? They're not very much roster here, 3%. Is that too expensive, or is that just perfect for us?
No, that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. I like that a lot. I still want to get another sexy running back too, though. Let's still dip into our
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. Gunn can't have a game without him, and he's got to be in there. Who cares if he's chalky too? It doesn't matter.
Jonathan Taylor. Sorry, that's something in my throat.
No, he's really good. No, I wish I could start a bunch of other guys too in here, but sorry. Maybe we'll get a guy in the flex. No doubt. What about we got our defense, got our 2 running backs. You want to go to QB right now? That'll kind of set the course.
Yeah.
We gotta be bold. Let's put them on the table. Let's not just go right to the the fresh and so clean. Let's go, kind of talk about where we think the mojo is, and we'll put a few on the table. We'll each give a guy. And so you think of a guy, I think of a guy, we think of upside, we think of price, how we're gonna roll this, what we think the game is gonna be. I'm going to roll down here a little bit because I think my guy's a little further down here anyway. But
I can see my guy.
Yeah. I think I know who your guy is.
I can see my house from here.
Yeah. No, I see it. All right, go ahead. Tell me who's your guy because I think I have a guy.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, okay. So I thought that who your guy was going to be against the New York Giants. I'm not against that at all. I think that's a nice pay down. How much is he paid at?
55.
55. He's 7%. I think a lot of quarterbacks are 7%. Yeah, it's that, or what do you think
about? Worry about chalk with quarterback this week, guys. This is a if you're going to worry about chalk, worry about running back chalk this week because there's so many good plays at the top. With quarterback, there's so many scattered options that kind of all have pros and cons. that I don't expect I don't expect any quarterbacks to crack 15% this week.
I want to stack Tua with the defense. I want to start like 2 defenses. You know what I mean? Like you talked about, like I put the defense in there with Tua too. You know?
But I don't think the Dolphins defense isn't that good.
No, it's not. It gets you touchdowns and pump blocks and stuff like that. So, but what about wide receiver? Do you want to stack Tua with Waddle because he's been close to unstoppable lately with his target share? It's ridiculous. He elevated for that touchdown last week. I thought he was like a 6'4" player. I was like, oh, who's that tall? Oh, that Waddle can jump.
And all-time great touchdown dance, by the way. The Waddle. Come on now. That's ingenious. Yeah. Coach Craig.
Yeah. Coach. Love the coach. Love everybody. Love Craig. Love Josh. Appreciate you guys jumping in. So I like it so far. Let's get some more upside wide receivers in here. I'm going to just scroll through and look and see if there's any guys I like down here. You know what I mean? Just check out, you know, some prices and what they're going to do down there. But who's a must start for you in here? Cooper Kupp, maybe? You have enough?
Justin Jefferson is a must start for me.
Yeah. Do we have enough for Cooper Kupp, or can we not do Cooper Kupp?
I think he's a little too chalky for what we're building here.
Okay.
But
I want all the points. That's all I'm trying to say.
Justin Jefferson has the same ceiling at 10% and a whole $800 less.
Yeah.
Half the rostership, 800 less, same ceiling.
Yes. No, I do see. Let's see. We've got 3 spots left, and we're around 4K per average. Do you want to go down for a pay down tight end, a cheapo, or do you want to get a little bit more expensive tight end and then go down with like Josh Reynolds? I do like Josh Reynolds at a run back. And we've got, you put Josh Reynolds in there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the play to do, you know. So, by the way, this is a brainchild. Look how easy it is to find Josh Reynolds. I mean, it's
Occupy lineup builder tool is elite.
It's cutting edge, man. Not gonna lie, I love these guys. All right, so we've got 4,100 left per guy. We've got 8,300 total. We could go down in history and really differentiate ourselves. We're doing fine with rostership. We're not going to be duped here, so I'm not worried about it.
No.
Yeah, we're unique enough right now with Jonathan Taylor and Josh Reynolds. We're not, we're cool.
I just think that because we're different here. I mean, can you take the risk with your? I mean, we don't have a lot of salary left. Do you want to go wide receiver and hope for more ceiling, or do you want to kind of spin down a running back and throw a dart that way? I don't know. I think we still need, for a tournament build like this, the Millie Maker, you want to flex a wide receiver.
Yeah, I think you have to go. I'm trying to think about,
or another tight end, like the double tight on this kind of build might pay off.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So what if we put Gronk in there? What would that leave us? Do you like Gronk in tight end? Yeah, me too. I get Gronk-tastic. I get Gronk fever, but we could
get Gronk tattooed on my ass right now.
That's what my mom wanted to do.
And they'll probably get some USAA insurance before him.
Denny Carter has a nice tweet about that. If you look it up, it's really funny. So now we've got 3K though. So now we really do have to go down to the nubbins, and or we could go to Foster Moreau. We could go to somebody in that range, but
that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, I mean, we could. Brevin Jordan's available as well at 2,500. Nobody's on him at all. Whereas, if you go to this section, I do think Foster Moreau will be. Yeah, he's 21% rostered, but yeah, I mean. It's not terrible because I don't think a lot of people will be on the 49ers. We do have $300 more that we could improve at any position we wanted to. Is there anybody that you'd want to put in here maybe over Josh Reynolds? We could check at 3,700. I don't know if there is.
Quez.
You want to go Quez?
Quez has more upside.
Let's get rid of him here. And then we're going to go team.
It's wild. Nobody's gonna have Quez. That's just it's like nobody. 1%.
Oh,
36.3 index. Look at that index.
Yeah. No, that's great. I love this. Okay, so we've got Tua, Elijah Mitchell, Jonathan Taylor, Waddle, Justin Jefferson, Quez, Rob Gronkowski, Foster Moreau, and the 49ers D. Let's make it happen, right?
What do you think? I mean,
I like it a lot. I think it's so differentiated from the top. I don't think a lot of people are going to be on Tua in this matchup. I think it's going to be the lowest total on the board, so people are going to avoid it. They're going to stay away from it. I think that's just how people think.
5,500. I mean, Tua doesn't have the most upside, but he's been so efficient the last couple of weeks, and he has another great matchup. Terrible defense he's going up against this week, and he's only 5,500. So yeah, you can spend down more and go 4,000 for Gardner Minshew, but you're also you're not getting that kind of same splash value because the Tua is very capable of putting up 25 points.
Yeah, no, it is all true, and so I think most people will be on other plays, just to be honest with you. And we need to differentiate ourselves a little bit there, quarterback, because we are on some plays that are a little chalkier.
Chalky running backs for sure, but
and tight end as well. We're chalk a talk right now, and we're trying to just step away from the chalk, which is fine. It's just I should just use the tool up here and go over, but I was being lazy. So here we go. All right. And then the defense.
The Niners.
Yeah. Oh, I went too far. All right, here we go. All right, let's put it in. We've got $100 left. Here we are on the DraftKings. We do it every week. Brought to you by Occupy Fantasy. We shoot our shot at $1 million. Tua Tagovailoa. Actually, I'll put it in, and then after that, we'll look at the Tua Tagovailoa. We got Tua, Elijah Mitchell, still not a picture. It's ridiculous. Jonathan Taylor, Justin Jefferson, Waddle, Watkins, Gronk, Foster Moreau, and then we have the 49ers D. This is sexy, and then I always drop it in here because if I do win it, I want to keep this one to myself. So
Dick.
Okay, Steven it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
So, you better send me a bottle of bourbon if you win that one too.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Let's talk real quick though about I've got it all rocking here. The only thing I didn't do was bring up the website, but we'll get there. We're working on it.
Hey now.
Hey, Clash of the Beards and Bellies. 5 in a row is what Bo's going for. So, Bo, I want you to talk about
unofficially going for 6 in a row.
Oh, that's
or 7 in a row.
The heads don't even count. I mean, for
real. Well, you didn't even count Sunday slate. We didn't count the showdown.
5 in a row, counting Sunday slate. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I think I already had 4.
You had 4, and Thanksgiving was 5. I think Thanksgiving was 4. And then
Thanksgiving was 4.
Yeah, Sunday's 5, right? So okay, you're going for like 6 then.
Or 7 if you want to count the Monday night.
No, I don't count like showdowns because that's just like a one game. That's just for fun. But let's read yours. I want to hear yours because I think both of ours are really funny.
We're going streaking. Bring your green hat. Everyone's doing it, just like Frank the Tank in the timeless classic, Old School. I'm streaking through the quad. I've been known to throw back some brewskis, but I typically go long periods of time before I hit the level of inebriation that induces public nudity. I may have plenty of cause to pop the cork on some Dom Perignon after I mashed Scott's potatoes on Thanksgiving for my 4th consecutive official victory, then again unofficially on the Sunday main slate, and yet again on the Monday night showdown slate, but I'll remain stoic and modest. Scott's still a very talented DFS player. He's outpacing me in earnings this season, leaving me clutching to my gentleman victories like they're my last marbles that I've yet to lose. I wholeheartedly believe I will win yet again on Sunday in this clash and take another non-cardio victory lap on the SportsMe app. I'm making like Matthew Berry with a love-hate lineup for Week 13, littered with juicy matchups. Tua Tagovailoa. Yeah,
wait. Bows. I'm gonna do this like a voiceover guy, right? Like the guy who does the next week deep down
in the world.
Right. So here we go. Right. 3, 2, 1. Bows lineup.
At quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. At running back, 1 Alexander Madison. $7,600. So I spent up on my running backs.
You did. I like that.
I like the volume. I like the matchups. Detroit and Houston, not good against the running backs. Not at all.
Mm-mm.
And I mean, I don't think Madison's that good, but he gets enough volume in that Minnesota running game, and Detroit can't stop anybody. Minnesota is going to give Madison 20 to 25 touches. Madison's real skill is catching passes out of the backfield
and avoiding tackles and slithering.
He's definitely a very ultralight version of Dalvin Cook.
Ultralight, yeah, he's definitely lighter.
Yeah. And then Jonathan Taylor, enough said.
Who's that guy?
I wanted to smash both guys over $9,000 in this lineup just to give you a little bit of quiver. I wanted you to feel it.
Yeah.
So I spent up, got Kupp and Taylor, and then I threw in Reynolds and Watkins. So I did double spend downs. Then I went cash chalk for tight end because it's just a good value. I think in a lineup like this, Foster Moreau's exactly what you want him to be. He's going to score 10 points. I don't think he's going to be more than 10, 12 points. I just don't see how he's going to hit a ceiling game like he did his last game. Last full time.
He went 6 for 6 for 16 a tutty. That's like 6.
It's perfect game for him last time.
10 points. 10 points. That's all you want.
10, 12 points. That's all I need.
Well,
Elijah Mitchell. Yeah. I went three running backs and then did the running back 49ers stack. I'm really surprised you didn't go with the 49ers defense here.
I couldn't have. I didn't have enough money. I did originally. I had to pivot.
So I had Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp, and I still had enough money to run the 3 best running back plays out there and the defensive correlation.
I like it. Let me get to mine. And by the way, what great pictures we've picked here.
That's awesome.
I showed my dad this today. I said, you know what the best part of NimbleWnumbers.com is? I said, there's no ads. You don't get bombarded with any dick pills. You don't talk about how, any of these things are tracking you.
It'd be nice to make some damn money, though.
We'll work on it. We're just getting great content out there that you can rely on every single fucking week. You go to
High Noon Sun Sips. Shout me out.
Let's go. You're getting it. Right. All right. Let me get into my lineup here. And here's what I wrote. Here's my writing for the week. It says, was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? And I said, in the legendary words of John Bluto Blutarski, what? Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no. It ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who's with me? Come on, let's go. He ran to the front door, but no one followed him. Bluto returning. What the fuck happened to the Delta I used to know? Where's the spirit? Where's the guts? This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're here. You're going to let it be the worst. Oh, we're afraid to go with you, Bluto. We might get in trouble. Well, just kiss my ass from now on. Not me. I'm not going to take this. Bo, he's a dead man. Big time dead. Niedermeyer. So that I love Bluto, by the way. Shout out. That was my first name on Twitter. It was Bluto79. I gave it up because my wife harangued me for just being too,
idiotic.
Yeah, just being like wild. I get in fights with Steven Weber from Wings in real life. We were just fighting with each other all the time. It was just a wild time for me. I got back from Amsterdam, thought I was just a maniac. Anyway, here's my lineup. I went heavy bone with some stack attack here. I got Tom Brady. I'm going to stack him up with Chris Godwin later. I've got James Conner, Elijah Mitchell as well. I think both those values are right there. I think, you could have gone upside with I had Antonio Gibson in, but I pivoted a little bit. I went Keenan Allen, 11.6 targets the last 5 games. He's going to get you 20 points. Chris Godwin, I stacked him up there. And then T. Higgins, I do like him at 5,800 over Renfro. And then Foster Moreau, we're simpatico. I went Jamal Williams. My lineup is more secure. It is not as upside dependent. But I'm probably still not going to win because that's what Bo always says. I'm not going to win. So,
I actually favored your lineup. I like your lineup a lot.
That's what I wanted to say. You gave me a -1.5.
You have a marked advantage at quarterback and wide receiver.
Yeah, well, I love this man. I got to do check out Bo McBig Time. If you're not following him, get in there, follow this man. I'm trying to get out of here. Oh no, here I am. Okay, so and then you can follow him because he's over here somewhere. Oh yeah, down in here. I send it out to everybody, trying to get people to watch the show. So here you is. This is my guy, Bo McBrayer. Oh, he ran away. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is my favorite producing of the show. I think I've done some of the best producing right now. There he is. Bo McBrayer.
Super producer.
Yeah. Bo_Mc. Big time. Follow this MF. He's one of my favorite people. Then you can also find him over at BigTimeFlavor.co. Buy his stuff, man. He's got some of the most delicious food around. Who was touting your shit this week? I saw somebody was in there touting you. Steffi Smalls was touting you, right? Like,
yeah, she was. Matt Harmon was on Instagram today.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I dropped in on Dan Orlovsky's pizza post yesterday, and I gave him as much of a ratio as he could possibly get from somebody as small as me.
Oh, for sure. It was great.
Yeah, so Dan Orlovsky, 300,000 followers. He's got like 3,000 likes on this post of where he's basically tongue-in-cheek trolling that his 4 cutting boards with this terrible strewn across pizza with no sauce on it.
No sauce.
Just like pepperoni and cheese on crust and cut haphazardly on 4 different cutting boards. And he's obviously trying to do a bit, but his food takes are notoriously terrible. He's a really, really good football analyst. I love watching him on ESPN. That being said, Dan Orlovsky, I put that same picture that's in my banner on the Hotbox batch, and it was and I said, step 1, move my pizza truck next to Dan's. Step 2, profit. Yeah, and I picked up over 1,000 likes on that, so I was pretty happy with that because I almost matched about half of his likes from his original post.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to find it because I was actually in Big Time Flavor Co. instead of in yours. You're such a prolific tweeter here that it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I retweeted it, but it is just so sexy. This is such a great thing.
It's so funny.
But look at his pizza. That looks not good.
But I think that's what he was going for. He's trying to do the same.
I know.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
I don't know. Yeah, I think he's just
he quit football and started a pizza truck. Yeah, he's trolling.
He's not even playing football, so he should quit commenting on football. He meant. I mean, anyway, I'm not trolling. He can run out of the back of the end zone if he thinks this is going to start a pizza revolution. You know, this is going to make me go out and buy some pizza right now, but nothing is as good as this. I had this pizza right here. It's fucking delicious. I ate so much of this that I'm a fatter bastard now because of this. So I got to say, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Big time.
They told you to check your luggage when you got to the terminal because you were going to make the plane too heavy.
They were like, sir, did you smell? What did you smell?
Sir, you're going to need to purchase a second seat.
Sir, your ass is flat. P-H-A-T. I came back and my wife said, oh, hello. And I said, it's just not for you. This is for me. This is pizza ass. So, so anyway, check out Bo McBigtime, Bo_McBigtime over on Twitter, Bo McBrayer. He's also at Nimble W Numbers. This guy cuts a mean rug. I'm not going to lie to you, right? Like, he's everywhere. You guys should check him out. Like ESPN or somebody should like hire this guy. I don't know. Cause like, you know, he's over here. He's also got hot cash that you should go and check out over at nimblewnumbers.com as well.
What's Tua doing with his hand there?
He's just like gripping the football like a
no, it's offhand. Look at the claw.
Ah, that's crazy. You know, hey Warren, what's up, brother? Yeah, he doesn't get a notification. No, you can watch Rewind for sure. You know, we're all about it. There is Bo's article in the comments over there on the YouTubers. Check it out or here in the stream. I do love it. This is a good call, Bo. I can't wait to win it all with you one of these days, man. When we do take it down, it's going to be so sweet. We're going to buy each other tons of these bottles of all kinds of liquor. Shout out Pat Mayo. Shout out my partner LQ over there, stepmom Lauren, Pete Overzet, everybody who's rocking it out. Sean behind the camera. Pat. You know, this is a bunch of people. You know what? Listen, shout out Justin Freeman. He's the man. And then also, you know what? You can check me out. I do love Bo and his content. But you know what? I also write over.
You should gas yourself up. Let's go.
Well, I mean,
let's go. Gas up Mr. Simpson now.
I mean,
you got some fire GPP plays this week.
I write up. I do a little write up here. You know, I've got some plays here, you know, and you know, I do like some plays. I got JT, which we talked about.
Where else are you going to find somebody tell you to play JT in DFS tomorrow?
Never.
Where else?
No one else.
Nobody else is doing that, guys.
Not one guy. Josh Reynolds. And listen, I got to say this is I got to read this out here. This is what I wrote. I said, Josh Reynolds at 3-4 is a steal this week. I'm very excited to discover this and was hopeful no one else had. Then I came across a tweet by some punk kid named Denny Carter, who goes by the handle at CD Carter 13 on Twitter. He said, I'm physically unable to stop throwing Josh Reynolds into lineups. I said, which I found to be disingenuous. And now the cat is out of the bag. Apparently, I'm still willing to roll with him as a run back option. But I mean, look at this. This guy, who's this Dennis Carter character?
He's a beta cuck. That's who he is.
Yeah, it's a beta cuck. I mean, look, even Mike is in there. Imagine not playing Reynolds this week. I can't. I gotta like that. I gotta retweet it. I can't not retweet it. It's too much.
I'm physically unable to not retweet that.
I can't stop retweeting it. So anyway, check out Bo McBigtime, his work for Ball Blast, the stuff he's doing for us. One day when he works for ESPN. And I'm so excited to announce I finally have sold my shares in fucking DraftKings.
Woo!
Suck. And I'm going to invest that money actually in a better company. And that company is BigTimeFlavor.co. So I'm excited to actually be a real partner with you. Not because I expect millions in return like I was hoping from DraftKings, but because I want to
with
support.
Your support, we can get there.
I want to support somebody who's actually putting something that is delicious on the table,
Every table in North America. That's why.
Yeah. My guy Warren, shout out. Love you guys. That is one of our patrons. Patrons are free this whole weekend
for the rest of the season, basically.
Yeah. We're just gonna give everybody the free time. So if you want to jump in there, it's gonna be free.
I think it's French. It's Warren Levoix.
Oh, I like that. That's very sexual.
If it's just Lavoie, then my apologies. But it's really fun to say Levoix.
Well, I gotta say, it sounds pretty cool. Craig, talk to Bo, man. He will DM you, Craig. I'm not even kidding. No. He said no. And thanks for that. No, it's
probably Lavoie.
And you know what? Listen, my name really isn't Scott, so we can just all the different. Actually, it is. My middle name is Scott, but I'm not gonna reveal the first name because then.
Shut up, Jesse.
Oh, what? Who said that? Your mom. What? Who?
So his porn pronunciation is Warren Levoix.
My favorite is the other day I called in for an order and I put my name in there and they spelled it Jessi. And I thought, I said, wow.
I wish that I was Jesse's girl.
We played that at my wedding and my wife.
Oh my God.
A special moment. I'm not gonna lie. The whole
She must have been mortified.
That was electric. Like the whole thing was very special, I do have Jesse's girl. That's so great. Scott. Now,
that is clever.
I gotta say something too, man. I gotta tell you, last year I was grinding way too hard, and I got to mute Bo over there. I was grinding way too hard, and I was sleeping in the basement after these shows we were doing Saturday night, and it wasn't labeled chalk block then. It was the fast hard finish, and it was a fast hard finish. We were getting hammered and blitzkrieg. I only had one drink during the show. It was a nice little drink, but I only had one. I gotta say, Bo, this is one of my favorite things to do. I'm thankful for you this Thanksgiving / Christmas season. I appreciate you as a friend, and I will be visiting you again this year for sure. That's one of the things I'm going to be able to do is just come out and see you. We're also going to be hanging out next year at the Fantasy Expo. We're going to be we're going to be hooking up in a room. Me, you, Mike, maybe Denny Carter. I don't know if he gets in on the list. He might be too beta cuck to be in that room. It might not be,
he might have to disguise himself as somebody on the catering team.
Right. Well, here's the thing about Denny, which is so funny, is that I get to hang out with him and play golf with him in real life. And he's just such a normal person. He's such a normal, fun guy. But the way that people stalk him and treat him, he's got like 70 plus fake accounts run by who knows who, none by
Nobody
me.
knows who.
Nobody knows. I asked him, I was like, hey man, are any of them you? He's like, no, not one. He's like, I know the guy who did the first one, though. He's like, I know the first whatever account it was. And it was just a joke, but it was really a funny joke. And like, all the other ones are just homage. He's like, so this guy who's got around 35,000 followers on Twitter has 70 plus fake accounts. No, that's just like one of the coolest things ever. So
they're all parody accounts, and they're all funny in their own right.
Like Swedish Denny Carter. I mean,
I still like Weedy Carter's still my favorite.
Oh, Weedy Carter follows me. I appreciate him. 69.
He follows me too. And then the older one,
there's just a bunch of them. So, but the cool thing about it is that people, in real life, like Bo, Mike, Denny, Joe Bond, getting to meet all these people has been one of my favorite things of my last, couple years. And I was talking about it with my family again. We'll exit on this. My family today, I saw my mom and dad went over, just talked to them about, why I'm not seeing them at Christmas the whole day, because I'm watching football. Because Christmas, we're celebrating on Sunday instead, because my sister's working on Saturday. So we're just moving it to Sunday, which is fine. We'll do it with my family on Saturday, with just the Simpson family, my wife, London and Rose, Adelaide, all those friends. So we'll do it with them. But then on Sunday, my mom's having everybody over for the whole day. I said, I'll be there for an hour for pictures. I'll look nice. I'll be super pleasant. But I now work in the football industry. Shout out my guy over there, Brian Drake, the Fantasy Hustle. I work in this. This is what I do every Sunday. I watch football. And I do it for you guys. I do it for Bo. I do it for my friends. And I get to talk to people I love. So this is amazing. I love you all. Bo, anything else you want to get us out on? Anything else you want to share before we leave?
Pat Mayo, call me. Have your people call my people.
Yeah. I'm just so grateful. And then that's where we'll leave it on. And you know what? Maybe next year we can bring the show to the Mayo Media Network. Maybe that's how it'll work. And that would be tremendous. I'd love to be able to.
I don't know if he's ready for that, man.
I think he would love this, because he does have people who talk football after the show. I don't know if he has anybody leads people into football, and we do it on Saturday night.
Football.
Yeah. By the way, you saw that video. By the way, Sal Betry said one of the nicest things ever to me. If you didn't know, he said that I'm grinding my dick off, and so that is the truth. I am grinding my dick off, and I do it not because I'm uninspired, Rock, but because it's the other way around. I've been so inspired by others, not myself. By people loving and reaching out to me and putting me in this position.
We need to
thank everybody.
We need to get Sal to stay up late one of these times and join us, because
he's in Texas, so he could do the first hour.
He's only 2 hours ahead of me. So what's your excuse, Sal?
So that's like 10 o'clock to 11 for him. But he gets up early and he does his little show in the morning. He probably works out.
I get up early too.
And steam cleans. Listen, you and I get more sleep than Salvetri. I'm not gonna lie. We don't get much. Or we get less sleep than Salvetri. He gets a little more than us. But
come on, Sal.
I'll be up tomorrow. I'll be doing fantasy stuff in the morning. And Warren, by the way, hit me up in the DMs. Hit me up in the DMs. We'll do any stuff you want to do. I'm building 120 lineups tomorrow, and we'll be glad to talk anything you want. Any patrons who want to jump in there and talk, we'll be glad to. No, Craig's in there too. So holler at us. We love playing football. We love playing fantasy with other people. That's what we love. So hope you guys have a great night. And anything else, Bo? Anything else you want to shout out before we leave?
Nope, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Say hi to everybody for us, Bo, over there.